A day of humiliation. The Crestwood Savings Bank buzzed with activity, its sleek marble floors reflecting the light streaming in from the glass doors. Customers moved with purpose, their footsteps echoing against the polished tiles. The subtle aroma of freshly brewed coffee wafted through the air, lending a sense of calm to the bustling environment. Daniel Hargrove, a senior bank teller known for his arrogance, sat at the main counter. His appearance was as polished as the bank itself. A crisp white shirt, a perfectly knotted tie, and silver cufflinks that gleamed under the bright lights. However, his condescending attitude often undermined the image of professionalism he tried so hard to project. Among his coworkers, Daniel was infamous for his dismissive tone and biased behavior towards certain customers. That morning, Amira Bennett walked into the bank, her heels clicking against the floor with quiet confidence. She wore a tailored navy suit that accentuated her sharp demeanor, and her natural curls framed her face with elegance. Amira moved with purpose, radiating an air of self-assurance that turned heads. As she approached Daniel's counter, she slid her account card forward with precision. "Good morning. I'd like to access my account," she said, her voice steady yet polite. Daniel's pale blue eyes briefly scanned her before he smirked and picked up the card. Without even checking the system, he flipped it back toward her dismissively. "I'm sorry, ma'am," he said with feigned politeness. "We've had some issues with accounts like yours. Suspicious activity. You'll need to come back another time." Amira's calm expression faltered slightly, replaced by a narrowed gaze. "Excuse me? What sort of issues are you referring to?" Daniel leaned forward, lowering his voice as if sharing a secret. "Let's just say we have protocols for flagged accounts. You understand, don't you?" His tone was patronizing, laced with insinuation. Amira straightened her posture, her voice now firm. "I need access to my funds immediately." But Daniel, arms crossed and smirking, replied, "Not possible. It's bank policy." Tension filled the lobby as onlookers noticed the escalating exchange. Amira, her voice clear and commanding, demanded, "Call your manager." With a reluctant sigh, Daniel called for assistance, his tone dripping with annoyance. Moments later, the assistant manager approached, but the situation didn't improve. Amira's demand for respect and service met only hesitation and excuses. With her final words to Daniel, "You will regret those words," she left the bank, determined to address the injustice. The unexpected meeting. Later that afternoon, an unexpected announcement rippled through the bank. Employees were called into an unscheduled meeting, whispers of speculation filling the air. Daniel strutted into the conference room, assuming the meeting couldn't possibly concern him. His smug expression quickly faded when Amira Bennett entered the room, her presence commanding attention. Dressed in a sleek black blazer and white blouse, she introduced herself. "Good afternoon. I am Amira Bennett, your new regional director." Her voice carried a weight of authority, leaving the employees stunned. Daniel's face paled, and murmurs spread among the staff. Amira continued, "I've spent the past week reviewing operations at this branch, and I've identified significant issues. Issues that require immediate attention. Let me make one thing clear. Discriminatory behavior and poor customer service will no longer be tolerated." As Amira's gaze swept the room, Daniel squirmed in his seat. Her words felt like a direct address to him. The room buzzed with unease as the employees realized change was imminent. Change begins. Under Amira's leadership, the bank underwent a dramatic transformation. Employees were enrolled in mandatory training sessions focused on anti-discrimination and customer service excellence. Anonymous feedback systems were implemented, revealing troubling patterns of biased behavior, many pointing back to Daniel. In the weeks that followed, Amira monitored the branch's progress closely. She observed employees during peak hours, paying particular attention to how customers were treated. The changes were slow but noticeable. Employees became more mindful of their interactions, and the atmosphere in the bank began to shift toward one of respect and inclusivity. Amira's presence was a constant reminder that complacency was not an option. Her commitment to excellence inspired many of the employees, who began to embrace the new standards she had set. A reckoning for Daniel. Eventually, Amira called Daniel into her office. The air was thick with tension as he entered, his usual arrogance replaced by apprehension. "Mr. Hargrove," Amira began, her tone professional but firm, "I've reviewed your behavior during the incident last week. Do you have anything to say for yourself?" Daniel stammered, I didn't realize." Amira's gaze remained steady. "It shouldn't have mattered. Your actions were unprofessional and rooted in prejudice. Consider this your formal warning. Step out of line again, and you will be terminated." His face turned pale as she dismissed him. Outside her office, murmurs of approval rippled among the employees who had witnessed the exchange. Amira's leadership was earning their respect, building a better future. As weeks turned into months, Amira's efforts transformed the bank's culture. She implemented regular training programs, encouraged open communication among staff, and established clear accountability measures. Customers noticed the improvements, and the branch's reputation began to recover. Amira's dedication to creating a more inclusive and respectful environment resonated with the staff. They began to see her not just as a boss, but as a leader who genuinely cared about their growth and the well-being of the customers they served. A lesson in leadership. Amira's journey at Crestwood Savings Bank became a powerful example of the impact of compassionate yet firm leadership. She had turned a moment of personal humiliation into an opportunity to bring about meaningful change. Reflecting on her experience, Amira shared her thoughts during a staff meeting. "Leadership is not about power. It's about responsibility. It's about creating an environment where everyone feels valued and respected. Together, we can build a workplace that reflects those values." Her words inspired not only her employees, but also the community that relied on the bank. Amira's story became a beacon of hope, proving that dignity and respect are not optional. They are essential. Lessons from Amira's story. Courage in the face of adversity. Amira's story teaches us the importance of standing up for our dignity and values, even when faced with prejudice. Her calm and determined response to injustice shows how resilience can lead to transformative outcomes. Leadership by example. True leaders use their authority to uplift others. Amira demonstrated that leadership isn't about asserting power but fostering accountability and creating an environment of respect and fairness. The power of accountability. Addressing systemic issues requires acknowledging and rectifying behaviors that perpetuate discrimination. Amira's decisive actions remind us that change starts at the top and must be enforced consistently, transforming pain into progress. Amira's journey highlights the value of turning personal challenges into opportunities for broader change. Instead of simply seeking revenge, she focused on improving the culture for everyone. Everyone deserves respect. No matter our roles or appearances, respect is a fundamental right. This story emphasizes that prejudging others not only harms individuals, but also weakens organizations and communities. Amira's experience shows that creating a more inclusive world starts with recognizing and confronting bias. It underscores the importance of fostering environments where everyone feels valued, and it proves that leadership grounded in respect and fairness can inspire lasting change. This story resonates deeply because it mirrors challenges faced by many in everyday life. It reminds us of the potential for growth when we refuse to be defined by others' narrow perceptions. Amira's grace and determination are a model for how to tackle injustice constructively and effectively. This story of Amira Bennett is a reminder that change begins with courage and commitment. If this story moved you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Story Precious for more inspiring tales. Together, let's spread stories that inspire positive change.